All right, everybody. We should be live now. Good to go. I'm Tav. I'm going to be streaming tonight. With me, I have Ender, Harry Handsome, and Stuke. Say hello, boys.
How's it going?
Hey.
Howdy.
We're gonna rock this. You're gonna be so entertained.
Yeah, the casting, and we got a good match going on, guys. AC Recursion. Man, this is going to be a good one.
Yeah, it should be pretty good. I'm going to go over the rosters first. For AC, we got Vizzy, Maximum Smurf, Lexington Steel, Technique, Iron Chief, and Half Saf. For Recursion, Ethereum, M42, Step and Depth, Fallen Hero DB, and Evan Senpai. Everybody in the stream can read that. For you other guys that are here with me, do you have anything to say about these? These lineups look really good.
Yeah, it looks like AC's kind of brought their A team, and that HAFSAF guy. Yeah, don't count him out because we scrimmed them the other night and he tore it up.
Yeah, and it looks like Recursion made some changes from when at least us played them to their roster a little bit. So I'm seeing a few new names on there, and I'm interested to see what these guys can do.
Yeah, personally, I'm not too familiar with the Recursion guys, but I'm excited. I mean, they've obviously been doing well in these matches, so I'm excited to see who to watch and who's going to be team hero.
Yeah, so for everybody that doesn't know, we just had our halfway point for this season where we did some roster turnovers, and some teams just did one or two names and some teams did a lot. Recursion was one of the teams that they swapped out the maximum amount of people. They got 6 new names in. They've got a lot of new faces. Depth, Fallen Hero DB, and Evan Senpai. They're both in that new group. And I don't know.
Yeah, so let's see how they
guys.
step up.
Yeah, Depth and
Did they
Fallen
switch
Hero.
out anybody that had been doing really well for them? That's what's interesting to me because they've been doing well. It seems the first half of the season. So, you know, was it their subs that they got rid of, or who's the new team? Are these regular characters? Do you guys know?
I don't have the list right off the top of my head, but I don't believe that anyone that had really stood out in matches had been swapped out.
I want to say Fallen and Evan might be new for Recursion.
Yeah, Depth, Fallen, and Evan are all new. And for those that aren't familiar with them, Depth and Fallen they have really high KDs. It's basically infantry only players in Connery. There's some quite solid guys. Like this is definitely not a step back for Recursion. This is new strong blood into the mix.
That's great.
It should make for a really nice match. You got AC's A team. You got a really strong Recursion team coming in undefeated. We're gonna see some action here.
Yeah, I think somebody's going to really have to step up from AC, and Lexington Steel has done it a lot in the past where he just, shines with the amount of points that he gets, but it's definitely everyone on that roster is capable of doing that, but I'm interested to see who really stands out, as the top player. And
I'm really interested to see how this HAF guy. Is that how do we refer to that?
Half.
There we go.
Which I don't even want to know what that means, but
I'm gonna screw
let's
up.
see how it plays.
There's some F's in it and some A's in it, so who knows?
Mr. Capital Letters.
Yeah, you can only yell it too. You can't just say it.
Yeah, it's all
well,
caps.
I mean the caps.
Yeah. Half.
Here we go.
Here we go.
We'll say just scribbing on this map too has been, I mean, a lot of the matches have turned into absolute meat grinders, so it'll be really interesting to see how the teams open up here. What will they go with?
There's not a clear lane that you can push into this base, so it's interesting to see how they group up and where they choose to put themselves in cover.
Yeah, big pushes just straight through the middle doors from lots of heavies. I think 4 Recursion heavies pushed right through the middle there.
Yeah, they're kind of getting surrounded on this point, though.
Wow.
Whoever got in there, their buddies didn't follow them. Recursion let 2 guys in, and who knows what happened to the rest.
Looks like AC is establishing dominance right now.
Yeah, it looked like Afterm had
inside.
the heavy wiggle there.
Oh man, did you see that? I caught that on camera. He was warping all over the place. Unfortunately though, M42, he got a TK right off the bat, so AC's up 8 to -1 right now. It's not a very good start for Recursion.
Now here's the trick. You got what's this? M42 over off on his own on the side. Is that the position he wants to be in order to push into this AC hold? I don't think so.
I think he's got a Gauss saw and he's just trying to pick people off as best he can from afar.
Was that a rocket, TK? I think that should be
Oh,
negative
boy.
6.
Just extra
That
points
should
minus.
definitely be a -6.
And definitely
Yeah,
I
they-
see Recursion timing their rockets together. That's something I notice that they do a lot, is they try and time it together and kill with the splash combined from each
It's definitely
rocket.
effective.
Yeah.
So they're not necessarily staying tightly together to push in here, but they are picking off one at a time, which seems to be working for them. And now you can see them breaching in here one by one.
And it really doesn't matter if they take the point until it goes neutral. So as long as they're in a position to kind of take it, once that base starts going, well, it looks like they're not going to wait though.
Well, they've almost kind of messed themselves up because they've somewhat flipped the point, so the timer's not even going for either team right now. Just sitting in that neutral area.
So many rockets. That's a nice trade there, but AC still holding this down, using those balconies well.
That's sort of.
Staying, not being too aggressive either. Staying next to the cover, being smart about it.
It's like Maxi just got a nice pistol kill on depth.
You do
Yeah.
not want to get a full wipe here, because if you do and the other team moves up, it's really hard to get out of that, especially on this base.
And
Yeah,
no
AC's
surprise you got. Go ahead.
I said AC was just pushing back in. They're just running from the Sunday to try and reinforce the point, really, while Recursion takes the time to regroup.
No surprise that the two smartest holders here have been Smurf and Lexington up on this balcony here.
Got Lexington with 8 off to an early lead. Oh, Fallen Hero also has 8.
I'm kind of interested in the matchup that's somewhat going to happen between Steppen and Maxi. Kind of right behind Steppen right now. See who's shooting that.
Infills are such a big part on this map. We were almost debating going with 2 just because so much open space.
Right, depends on what you're doing. If you caught the Future Crew 56 match, you know you had 21314 running around with an SMG. Don't know if this is going to favor SMGs, so you're seeing a lot more bolt actions, a lot of picking off, which works really well, and how open the point is.
Has
Half
Recursion
Sap
ever
has
been
had
in
a
a point
great
like this?
snipe.
Have they ever been in this position before? Not having the point going their way?
Well, they never really had it against us either. It was a relatively close match against
That's
Future
true.
Crew.
That's true.
That neither team really had the upper hand like AC has right now, and I don't know if it's a mixture of their long-range aim, whereas Recursion's rockets aren't, doing the trick here.
I think
I
this
would
map,
go back.
This
Go ahead,
map plays really well for Orions in this case, and VS is just kind of has with all these corners kind of upward hands. Even though you see some of the Gauss saws trying to be used, like we talked about, M42 camp on the side trying to pick off people in there, but it doesn't seem to be too
The
effective.
range
One
gets a
AC heavy
little
there.
bit too much for the Gauss saw to pick off. Which
Yeah.
is, if I were in their position, I would be grouping up and using that firepower together a little bit more.
This is a
Coming at
really
one corner
frustrating
at a
thing
time.
to break, though, too. Even for a well-rehearsed team, breaking a hold from a team like AC like this, that's not easy to do.
Yeah, and I just saw
Which,
Depth lose to Lexington in a little one-on-one over here from a Gauss saw,
Oh, he's
just trying
way
to pick
over
him
there.
off in close quarters. Yeah, and I'm wondering if Recursion should be bringing out some of the heavy cyclones that were working so well for them in the past.
Well, this map might be a little too far range to have too many cyclones around. You'd never be able to, shoot all the way down those balcony types if you ever got a good flank
It
on.
seems like they need something
Yeah.
a little bit more long range in their hands, and not to mention if they're gonna breach and if they're gonna push on it, I'm not seeing EMPs. I don't know if you guys are, but once
haven't
again,
seen very
that's
many
something
yet.
that's gonna help
Yeah,
them.
Yeah,
One
I think
thing
I've
I
been
did
missing
get
out
hit
on
by
those.
one earlier, but
Even if
really
they're hitting the
see-
back wall, of that balcony, like it's gonna be a good distraction. We're not seeing that.
It's true. One thing about AC on this map too is that if you just let them sit up in the middle with the sensor up, their aim is so good, and these guys are so well rehearsed. Just a history of competitive gaming. Like these guys are just staring at the map,
Right.
waiting for you to come to a door. Then they're just gonna be ready for it.
please peek through that door.
Yeah, you've got Maxine, you've got Lexington, which two of their best qualities and the qualities of probably some of the best heavies in the game is that not only are they strong with their weapon, but they're gonna be patient. They don't need to run out and try and get 4 kills when they can, wait for them to come.
maybe Recursion's showing a little bit too much patience here too, because they didn't have any urgency to get that point back. It didn't seem. They were just kind of sitting here shooting rockets, trying to snipe a little bit. And that timer just went down without any contested action at all.
Right. Well,
Yeah, I
when
haven't seen him come
AC
inside
maybe
yet.
had 2 people left in there, it was a little bit more effective to do this pick-off technique. But right now, it's not doing anything for them. They're
I
all
see.
spread out all over, and they're not getting anywhere with it.
Yeah, and I see 2 heavies now with Cyclones, and they just won Evans
I don't
or
even think I've
Fallen
heard a
Hero
bullet.
just won a close-up one-on-one with an Orion over here. So let's see if they changed
And
out
if
their weapon loadouts a little bit. That might help them.
Where are
Vizzy
they?
just chased a Cyclone Heavy all the way up the stairs to the back of the base near the spawn room, so it's like they're getting totally chased out. It's
Yeah,
a
I
waste
see
of time if you're doing
all
that.
Recursion players are on the rise close to their Sunderer right now, and it looks like they're trying to push the north side to try and go around up there.
Oh, do we have
And
a heavy way on the top? We do.
Yeah,
He's
was
going
Maxi
the
up
long
there?
way around.
Yeah, that's
Oh, like all the way
once
up by the
again-
Oh,
spawns?
Atherum.
Oh,
Atherum.
man.
He's running
Heavy on
under
the
the
roof.
bridge. Oh, he just fell.
it's
I think he's come down to rocket primary from the top here.
Yeah, he is.
he would have been better off using his LMG right there for a second.
Rocket primary.
Are you
from the
guys looking
roof,
at
huh?
Atherum? I think we're
Yeah, I
looking
am
at-
right
I'm
now.
pretty sure
yeah,
that was it.
yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay. Yeah, he just picked
Oh,
somebody else with
so
a
he doesn't have an
Cyclone.
LMG. He's got the Cyclone, and he's basically using the rocket primary as a shield breaker.
This will
Oh,
be an
man, that is
interesting
dirty.
exchange.
No EMPs,
Oh, right
just
here.
rocket primaries.
You know one
Iron
thing about
Chief
Chief
Atherum?
just
right off
bumped
the-
into that, yeah.
Yeah, you're always almost going to see him with a Cyclone over something else, just because he relies so much on that .75 movement.
Here comes
with
the rocket.
His technique of how he gets around.
Okay,
Yeah, here it comes.
so on
Wait.
their side, they're grouping up a little bit more, popping in with more than just one person. But once again, they don't have the positioning. AC's pretty dug in.
Wow. That's
Do,
I mean,
doing some
Chief is
decent
good,
cross
right?
coverage.
like Chief is good, but jumping up as a light assault onto that roof straight into Ethereum's heavy Cyclone at point blank, that seems a little
Yeah.
a little ambitious.
And,
Yeah.
you know, what's the point of going after the guy on that roof right now? Is it really going to gain him anything? Is he
I
trying
mean,
to go a little too
AC,
ham right
They
now?
have to kill the people inside first before you can do anything.
Right, exactly. And you've got 5 strong inside that are, you know,
Well,
doing what they need to do.
Those guys kind of dying to Ethereum here. They were chasing him down and kind of created a little bit of an opening. And we got 2 heavies on the balcony up inside.
Okay, so we've got
Oh, we
we've got
do.
2 NC on the cross balcony now, heavies.
Yeah, it's M42
Down
and
goes a heavy
Ethereum.
for AC.
Wow.
NC
Looks like
just
looks
takes
like
the
they
building,
broke in.
Yeah.
Looks like they broke in. I'm not sure what happened there, but AC is no longer.
And they do have time for a cap. This
Oh,
could get
sniped
interesting.
right after he won that 1v1 with the heavy.
Looks like AC running 2 infuls right now. Got Iron
Chief.
Chief and Half Saf trying
Yeah,
to be
the
a
light
SR, I'm
assault was
guessing.
not
Well, they
really
ha- they have
doing
about
much
a-
for him.
A 2-minute buffer here to take the base. I
You know,
think.
my question is, where are the automatic scout rifles? You know what I mean? We need more of those.
Oh,
AC's doing a big push on north side of the base. I see 3 heavies. And they're trying. Recursion guy misses his rocket primary.
So here's Recursion is sticking their neck out a little bit too much here on this hold.
jumping all over.
So I think AC's done a lot.
The rocket
Out.
primary.
Yeah, I saw that.
You know, this might be one of the first times where you see a team that has kind of out-practiced Recursion on a specific map. It seemed like the previous ones, they were well rehearsed, like compared to who they were going against. AC was real quick to go for the deep flanks with multiple heavies at once. Getting some pretty good kills in here, opening it up a little bit too.
Right, and it's, you know, just like what happened to them. It's a wear down. You have to stay in your position and you have to hold your ground. And I think Recursion's just been sticking their neck out, trying to intercept kills in a situation that's not giving them an advantage. So
Is a wear down like the opposite of a hoedown?
yes,
Makes sense. Ooh, 3-on-1. Even as an AC guy, I don't know if you're gonna live through that one.
It looks
right.
like
Still
AC
holding it strong.
It looked like they didn't really expect him to get all back in there that quickly, and they were just kind of trickling in one at one.
Right. So this is going to be, you know, they're in Recursion's position now. Where, how do they break this? Is it going to be are they going to pick things off one by one, or are they going to have to go in, you know, full team and break it apart?
Yeah. Seen a lot of trickling. Some guys grouping
Seeing
up at the
some-
south door, and it looks like that half is going to get a nice commissioner kill. But
Yeah,
he
it's
gets
a
picked
trade.
off by the other infiltrator.
There's
We have
just
as the
under
leader
2
here. We have
minutes.
Maxi leading 20. Is that 20 or 28?
22 currently. Maxi.
So here's the question now: do they think it's beneficial to keep running 2 infuls? Are they gonna keep trying to do the BASR thing? Is that something you guys think is gonna work for them?
I think when we have scrimmed AC a few times, and actually when we did the test match, if we were ever on the point, what would happen is they would try and pick one of us off with the ghost or something, get us kind of weak in the middle, you know, and then try and do a big push, something where they don't have to commit fully, but they can weaken us without taking the whole team. And I think that's what Recursion did right before they got onto the point. With Athrom on the roof, he was able to get a couple picks out from the Sunday on Iron Chief, and it really weakened AC's presence on the point, and then they were just able to go in and swoop it up.
We have 55 seconds to a recursion cap that would put this game back within 10 points.
Yeah, you know, I think those kills that Ethereum got on the roof is definitely the turning point so far in this match, where they had no business
doubt
going after
anybody
that
was
guy.
really
He had no, like, he was on the roof. Who cares, right? Why
Right,
would you go
and
after
he
him?
had the advantage of people coming after him. He's a heavy with a cyclone. You're walking right into what he wants.
It looks like the Cyclone switch for these Recursion heavies has definitely helped them. And AC's actually establishing somewhat of a presence on their side of the base. They have a heavy on the roof, but he jumps down.
Is it going to
And
be
they're
soon
winning their
enough?
one-on-ones right now. I think they might be able to hop on the point just in time.
Oh,
Oh no.
That
no,
point
no.
is, they've still
big-
got some nice control on that point though.
Oh,
They've got the
actually no.
upper,
Yeah, they're
the
gonna
upper
get it.
cover.
They got 3 heavies on
Wow.
the point. 2 heavies
What a
on the
And
point.
save.
AC
Wow.
takes the point. Wow.
See if these recursion
there's gotta be a few doing
reinforcements
the
can
point.
get it though.
Let's see if Evan Senpai can put any fire down though to disrupt that. There we go. Okay, he
Stepping
broke
with
that.
a big snipe on the point, clears off the last heavy.
And
think,
Still
Castle
some
is
Recursion
AC
there.
back on the
guys
point.
though.
Recursion flipping it their way.
Oh, yeah. This one heavy coming through is kind of ruining their hopes and dreams right now though.
It's a really big battle for the point right now.
3 seconds if they
And
can keep
AC,
somebody
Oh,
on the
man.
wow,
flipping.
wow.
Oh,
But they're-
jeez.
I don't know how. long
Okay,
they're gonna be able to
Recursion, that
maintain
heavy needs to
presence
do
there.
work.
Oh, can Maxi hold this off?
Nope.
That was a good
Wow.
snipe.
Four on
AC
four
on
pulls
one.
it out.
Four
That
on
was
one.
close there. There was a couple exchanges where a lot of team fire definitely happened. I'm
And
surprised nobody went
AC
down.
is now 4 strong on the point.
So
3
I wonder
strong now.
Wow,
How
how
what a,
many-
what a push from AC.
how many kills can they get now as maybe Recursion goes a little bit of berserk mode, just trying to get that point back.
Here's the thing: they need to, yeah,
They have
they
to
need
get
to
it
go
now.
where Lex is going right now and just keep that high ground.
I think Recursion probably
Iron-
needs to give up
Iron
on
Chief trying to
flip
cover
this.
the point a little bit, but may not be a good place for him since he just went down.
Yeah, Recursion's going to need to be fast on the point if they want to try and get this cap. We're probably just
No,
on the
we're-
border of it being able
No,
to
no,
flip
no, no.
now.
I think it's well beyond. There's 30 seconds left. It's been going again in
Yeah.
that direction. It's no good. They're actually kind of wasting lives trying to take this back against AC heavies.
And see, that was the thing when DA played AC, when there was like 20 seconds left. It's like, do we go in there and risk a potential fail and give them 37 points, or do we just kind of sit back and try and make up the difference?
Just watch the Therum
So-
win a kind of a 2.5
Yeah.
or 1.5 V2. He had a little bit of
Then he
help, but it was
jumped.
mostly him.
Yeah, that was nice. I saw that he won that 2-versus-1, and then he jumped off of the balcony and just straight up landed behind some AC guy and blasted him. Really good half, though. It was a great play.
Good half, AC
it
in
was
the
really pretty
lead,
close.
but Recursion shows that, you know, if they had a little more time, they could have done something a little bit better with the point. So it'd be exciting to see what they learned from the first half and how they approach the second half.
I want to say they were stronger at the end of that. They showed a lot more dominance on the point.
They
Yeah,
did.
something picks up in you when there's, 30 seconds left on the point and you really have to get in there. It's just like there's some other motivation that's behind you that's, YOLO, I gotta go in there and blast face and get on the point, bro.
Get out of my way, I'm coming through.
So I got the points
Yeah,
up
and
right
AC
now.
Stuke providing the bro commentary.
Yes, thank you, Stu, as
Yeah,
always.
bro.
So Maxi is kind of the one that's stepping up here for AC, which is, it's not surprising because it's Maxi, but at the same time, he's still just sniping. Like traditionally, the snipers they do good. Like yeah, he's very good, but even when Yaz still good, like there's other guys in your team that are picking it up. For him to actually be leading, it's a good sign, but it's also kind of maybe a bad sign that these heavies aren't really doing as much work as they could. There's too much trading going on.
Well, I saw Maxi switch a few times. He was definitely, I know Half Staff was definitely playing Infiltrator the most of the time, but I think that's relieved some of the pressure on Maxi to try and do some of the long range sniping. And I saw him as a heavy a few times, able to get some
I
points
saw
in
him as
there.
a heavy a lot, and then Iron Chief also coming in as a BASR infil and trying to join half staff in those pickoffs.
Oh, all right then. I
Kind of
guess I was
a
wrong.
testament to the map though. When you're seeing such a spread out score and nobody's really way ahead of each other in terms of team individual scores. So you know, it's an interesting. You're seeing a lot of chasing back and forth. You're seeing a lot of 1v1, 2v1s, which is an interesting dynamic instead of, you know, being able to just have one stairway that you push up with your 5-6 people.
Yeah, and Athrum's definitely the big player on the recursion side.
He had a
I
lot of
think,
good 1v1s, but he opened the door for them to kind of climb back into this match.
Yeah, he
Which
did.
when you saw how out of bounds he was going to get there, it
He
was
was pretty far out
interesting. You almost thought it was a complete mistake, but there he is, 26 points on top of his team, and
I was pretty
like you
sure it
said,
was
he
a
really
red
did
zone.
open it.
Then I saw him wall jumping. I'm like, wait a minute, it's a heavy up there.
Now, I will say, so M42, he's only got 7. M42 is still a very good player. That TK that he had at the very start of the match didn't help them at all, but
Those hurt.
he definitely needs to step it up a little bit here. I mean, just even 12 points for the half for someone that's done as well for recursion in the past needs a little bit more.
Yeah, he's definitely playing that support role. Like we saw him with the Gauss Saw, you know, on the outside, camping the doors before, just trying to establish a presence. Those unsung points that, you know, somebody has to do. But yeah, it would definitely be nice to see some more kills out of him.
Now, I will say, at the start of the match, I don't know if you guys really caught it. It looked like Recursion had a plan of starting to throw a bunch of conks and grenades right at the start, and when that TK happened, and a lot of those grenades, it looked like they missed, like they clipped the point area rather than going all the way up towards the door or the balcony. So I don't know if it was just a total mistake and it kind of worked out for them, but hopefully the start for the second half, it's going to go a little bit cleaner for them.
Yeah, well, it'll be interesting to see if we have the big, you know, heavy push right up the middle through to the point again. It seems to be what most teams are doing on this base, but I think the double doors can kind of be underrated, you know? If you can come in from that that south point, it provides really good firing lanes onto the point. Because a lot of people camp those sides.
Right, and so if you can get those BASRs to pick off some of those balcony pokes, then, you know, it really clears the way for a push, because that middle ground is just so there's so many obstacles that you can get behind. But I'm hoping for some switched up play here. The sort of running back and forth, picking off one in the back, and how far Recursion got pushed out, came down to that being a kind of waste of time for them and looking disoriented. So hopefully they're a lot more straightforward with what they want to do now, having played that first half. Here we go.
Yeah, hopefully their start here. I'm following Recursion guys, see how they go, but that last one, you know, I said they kind of screwed it up, and basically AC had control of the point from then on until they got the cap, and the Recursion didn't do anything about it.
4 heavies through the door on both sides throwing conks. Nope, 3 on.
Looks like we've got the 5
AC's
heavy.
really rushing, yeah. 2 of them go down, 1 to a rocket primary.
Those rockets.
And in rushing for that point, they've left themselves really open.
The recursion guys
Got
are pretty
Vizzy
surrounded,
one
though.
from Vizzy. Yeah.
Vizzy trying to hold on to it, but he couldn't do it.
Who do we got? Oh, that was Evan.
You
Evan
got
goes
Smurf
down.
in the back, getting rockets thrown
Maxi's-
at him. Okay, he
Maxi
bailed out. That
just
was a smart move
evacuated.
point
Yeah.
wise. That was a smart move point wise, because He's got nothing to hold.
Oh man, Athram's getting around the other two heavies here. Nope.
I think
Good
it's kind of
move by
clueless
Lex.
for those guys.
Lex
no.
was
After him gonna do
dodging.
3 heavies.
Oh no. Athram behind the two heavies. They don't even know it.
They know it now.
Rocket primer.
After the rocket comes out.
Yeah.
Oh, and they're kind of getting pincered trying to get up to him too. They take him out. Maxi does a good job in killing him.
Once again, you know, they've got the point cap. They've got it in their favor. Well, they need to finish that, it looks like.
It's interesting
you
to see
know-
Maxi running Nanite or Adrenaline Shield. You typically see most heavy players running Resist. I think it's interesting to do the Nanite Mesh Generator and be able to have that reactive shield.
Fallen Hero gets it in the back.
AC trying to maintain that point, but they really need some high ground.
Yeah, still just tons of contention. It's not even close to being neutralized yet. It's
Yeah,
just
it's
a
still in
constant battle. No one has really, maintained control for a while here.
PS1
this
Black
is-
Ops own it.
Good knife from Vizzy on 42. But he goes down trying to flip the point.
This is what I wanted to see. A little bit more straightforward play.
A little more aggression. They're way too passive at the start of
definitely.
that last match. They just let him have that base cap for free.
Here comes the one bird, one heavy here. Oh, he must not have much health left. Oh man, that sniper really causes chaos.
Recursion finally flips the point and gets it towards neutralizing. If I'm AC right now, I might just let it go.
You got two
Oh.
AC heavies on that point. And they're going to
Now
turn
they're
it in
going to
their
flip
favor.
it.
I'm really kind of surprised that neither team has just gone for establishing themselves like in the area and just letting people flood into that point.
Well, here's what you want now. You've got Iron Chief, I think, and Smurf were up on this balcony, and that's the best way to hold that. You still got Lex down on the point, but he might want to back off now and just let them feed him as they try to take the point back their way.
You know the Conks and EMPs are coming, if not the bolt from the eastern doors there.
It would be stupid not to do that. Yeah, it would definitely be stupid not to do any Conquer EMP right now.
What do you guys think of AC using decimators on this map? I know a lot of people, in Farmers League, it's really about killing other infantry, and you get that little bit of extra splash with the default rocket primary, so the S1 for VS. But it's really interesting to see them using decis.
I feel like it's not doing a ton for them, but they're trying to basically compete with what Recursion's doing, which is a good shield or health break with a rocket, and then you're easy until your shield comes back. So I feel like maybe they're doing that just to compete with Recursion's tactic.
Yeah, but even Recursion, I mean, they're not using decis, they're using strikes, right? It's a little bit faster reload, I think, a little bit more splash. You get an extra shot. There's almost no
I think
reason
they're a
to run
little faster
decimators.
too.
I almost feel like the
velocity's
decimator.
faster.
I almost feel like the decimator's happening maybe because they're just more used to firing them on live. They don't really
I
rocket
want to
primary
say
on
the
live.
decimator does an extra
That's true.
200 damage. Plus, it's like if you hit head on, I think it does about 200 extra damage with splash factored in. I think.
Right,
A little
but
bit
if
more
you-
damage, but like
if
they're
you-
saying, if you want to be accurate with it, it might not be the best. Especially there's a lot of room that's being cleared across this point.
Well, the thing is, if you hit someone dead on with a Shrike, you kill them anyway. So, it's really comes down to, the splash, right? Unless you have max flak armor running, I think, but I don't think anybody's interested in running that on this scene.
Yeah, probably not.
AC in the lead, but Recursion not giving up. They've
They're
got
still in
control of
this.
the point right now.
Yeah, a good base cap and just basically a wipe. Like they're right in it. Almost even score. They really have to get the base cap though.
They definitely have to get the base cap.
Because as it is, they only had like a 38-point lead, something like that, at halftime. It's being extended because even though they don't have control of the point, AC's just getting a couple more
Right.
kills. Or
And the counter here, that's a lot of time left against a team like AC.
yeah, or it could be actually they're getting about the same amount of kills, but a lot of the recursion kills are rockets, and so the
Yeah,
points is
at
just
one point.
naturally getting a little bit more of a gap because of that.
Kind of
Looks
a
like-
standoff here.
Looks like AC's kind of trying to time their push a little bit. They get a heavy on the balcony, but he goes down to a rocket primary, I think.
They're kind of going in one at a time right now, which is a little strange for AC.
They're really coming in from all angles, though. That's something I like. But yeah, if they can't time it at the same time, it might be less effective.
Well, and if you're looking at those individual scores there, it sounds like Atherum and Depth are really doing what they're supposed to be doing for Recursion, but
Yeah, they
the whole team has to move.
Got it back down to 40. They get this cap. It's a 15 point. Would be what, 7, 8 kill difference?
Or 15, depends on how they do it.
Which,
True. And they have been using those rockets, so.
But they have been using them effectively. That's kind of the thing. With, sniping is just another extension of shooting a rocket. If you can help clear out the hold someone has on a room with it, then do it.
This is a real
You're
interesting
seeing-
fight going on.
Yeah,
right
you're seeing
now,
some
yeah.
really reckless play. Even though there was an SMG in his hands, you don't want to jump straight into two AC heavies.
And Iron
How did
Chief
he get
just
away?
He chugs medkits, sticks himself 3 times, and he's juicing, and he's about to get back in there. He's good to go.
Got them pills, man.
AC
Yeah,
moving
man.
together well now. Let's see what happens.
Right,
Looks
so
like
now
they,
this is more like it for AC. Not this one at a time stuff. Just get all four. Ooh.
Right, this is what you want to see.
Are they
Although
gonna get
Lex
the
just
last
went
second
down,
stop
you just
again?
saw Vizzy, Lex, and Maxi go in
close.
together.
Oh
3
my
seconds
oh,
god.
they're
again?
able to get
Tapping
on the
it.
points. Wow.
Oh, and you've got a
It's
recursion
really a
guy running
standoff.
away. God knows why.
I mean, they can still salvage. They have, what, 7 minutes to salvage
Yeah,
this one.
they can
so.
get it,
Well,
but
Half Saf and Technique are the only ones sitting on the point, and I think that other recursion guy who ran away thought they had a bigger presence, but he didn't know that a lot of his teammates had gotten kills on AC.
And let's watch what happens here, because AC just effectively went in with a group of people and made that point stop happen. So let's see if Recursion can group up and make something similar.
man, I imagine by the end of this match they're gonna look back and think they just let 55 points slip away from them. With a 6-second difference between the two gaps.
Are they cutting down the kill lead is still getting cut down too?
You're seeing this info go where he needs to go. Let's see if he can get the kills though. Trying
Alright,
to
here
clear.
comes
It's
the
his
rocket
job
spam.
to clear this off right now.
Let's watch Chief up here. Ooh, never mind. That was a grenade.
And Iron Chief is down. Great grenade. Great grenade. Now Recursion better get their asses in gear and get placed on covering that point.
Right, so 25 seconds
They've
left,
got-
20 seconds. They just wiped them. That's about another probably 15 seconds to get back. It takes 22 seconds or so from Sunday to point. They might be able to just get it for free as long as they don't let that one heavy kind of get in here.
And if you're AC, you don't want to sacrifice too many kills trying to get this. They get one heavy on the point, but he goes down.
Who
And
loses
I
that
think
one? This
AC
one?
should pull back.
Yeah, exactly.
They've
That
got
was
the
a
point
crucial.
cap now.
Gets the point.
Oh man,
here's-
this is
That's exactly.
What does that
Here's
put
what
us
they
at?
need to do. I get scared watching this because I feel like if they're gonna hang out on that point, they're open. They've got nobody on. They've got one person on both balconies,
oh wow.
and it's 42.
Recursion is-
Somebody who may not be putting up the points for them.
Recursion took the lead by 1
Did
point.
they take the lead? They stole the lead with that.
Yep. I mean, it wasn't just that. They had a good 2 team wipes to make that happen.
Yeah. Well, like we said earlier, that 15 points, they made that up while taking the point as well.
Yep, and then, of course, AC also fed him a couple kills trying to stop it. Like, they should have known better that 1 or 2 guys going in against a full 6 is not going to make that happen.
It'll be interesting to see the kills play out now, and if you really, really have to kind of be conservative, but you want to get kills at the same time, I don't think we're going to see a lot of kills exchanged after this, just because of how close it is. But somebody's
And if-
really going to try and pull away.
If you're playing right now too, I guarantee the adrenaline is going, oh shit, this is a close match.
We just saw Evan Senpai run out to one corner of the base to get a kill. It's that kind of tactic that's gonna make them lose their point if they have if they're continuing to do that.
There's 4 minutes, 20 seconds left. We're basically at the part of the time left now where they can't cap the base anymore. This is going to be strictly kills, and Recursion has the stronger hold right now. AC has to go to them. They don't have to necessarily be on the point, but they're still in the strong inside spots.
Yeah, you're
it seems like
absolutely
they've
right
kind of
about
settled
that.
into a groove.
The rocket groove.
The rocket
AC's,
groove.
AC's trying to bring it back with rockets of their own though. Let's see it.
May need to change their intro theme to Rocket Man. I think that'd be pretty fitting right before the match.
Can't say enough how distracting this can be too. Just knowing you're down in points and just knowing that any kind of base recap is against you.
This is gonna go down to the last kill.
This is very close. I think Recursion got a few more kills there, able to make the lead a little bit bigger, but it's definitely still possible for AC to come back.
Still
would
5
be-
points right
if
now.
AC drops this one, that'd be rough. It's the same way they went down to us. Took the point in the first round. Lose it in the second round. It was real close.
Maybe they need a better halftime pep talk?
Look at that Atherum score, 65 points.
Maybe we can get Poonanners in there.
21 points ahead of the nearest scorer.
Half doing work for AC as well.
You know, one thing here too, I don't know what Technique is actually playing right now, but he's the low end, basically almost in the match maybe besides M42. Technique has actually been someone on their team that has really done well for AC. Maybe it's just the spreading and the kills that's around, but it's kind of surprising to see him that low. 2.5 minutes left, 7-point lead for Recursion. They're just sitting here, it looks like they're pretty patient on the point area, not on the point itself.
That's a nice
Recursion
wall
able
jump
to get
there.
another kill, but Iron Chief evens it back out. It's a
So
big exchange of snipers going on right now.
Oh, double kill on the point.
Yeah, it's kind of weird, like Recursion, I mean, being on the point
wake
itself.
I don't even think AC can take it back now, can they?
Iron Chief and Atherum, epic duel. Atherum comes away with the knife kill.
Does AC have enough time? I don't have my active
They-
thing going,
I
but it looks
don't
like it's
think they-
really close.
Tower on for that. Appreciate it.
I don't
They
think
do not
they have enough time. And
This
now
will all go down to
you're
kills.
really, really trying to be clutch in your one-on-ones right now because you know it really, really matters being down only 4 points.
Right, this is not the time to play reckless, which it seems like AC has had a lot more control over their play and their 1v1s, but you know, this is where they shine on live. So
You see some great peeking around the corner from the AC guys, but they start to run away from the corner, and Recursion's able to pick him off while his
and
back's turned.
there's Atherum back on that roof,
And he
Ooh,
gets
Max.
picked
doing
off
just what
by
he needs to
Maxi.
do. Oh,
Oh.
sniped.
Oh, wow.
And Maxi took him down, so now they almost had a strong position to try to get a couple points there.
Oh, grenade! Ah, that was almost a TK.
So close.
It's a 3-point lead, 50 seconds. This is
Recursion's playing very conservative now. You know, they're making AC come to them. They have the lead. And
That's a smart
you can
thing
just
to
see
do.
Recursion's just sitting around corners with the rocket primaries
It's
out.
the best defense I've seen them do all game.
And this really, really is bad for AC because they have to try to go and expose themselves to all this stuff. And
Yeah, they don't have a
Lexington
choice.
Steele's able to get a
Does he
big
get
kill,
away?
jumps off, and he survives, popping a med kit
Oh,
on
and
the
he gets
fall
the other
down.
Another kill,
Recursion
And
another
AC
kill.
gets
outside.
another kill for Maxi.
it's tied with 20 seconds left.
Oh my god.
I think we can have ties too, can we?
Maxi
That
gets
infill
another
went
pick
down.
off from the infill, so AC takes the lead.
Oh, this
Now
is tough.
AC, you might just want
Oh,
to you know,
AC has the
not
lead?
expose
Do they
yourself.
3
really
seconds?
squeak this out? Oh, no.
Oh my god.
Wow! And AC, did they win? They won.
They
that,
did, they
right?
won.
I think
261,
Wow.
Lex's play
261.
won that. He killed the
Oh
guy,
my
jumped over the
God.
edge, and got the other guy caught
And
off
you had
guard.
two
Holy
you
God.
had two really nice pickoffs right after that from Maximum Smurf to close that gap.
Wow.
They took the lift right into Maximum Smurf, and he was able to pick up two right there as well.
Wow.
That might be our best match to date.
I think it's easily our best match to date. That was pretty
Definitely.
amazing.
Wow.
Man, if there he tried. He got up on that roof. He took the time to get up there, and he just took a couple in the dome from Maxi. But if if Maxi didn't get that kill right there, I think Recursion probably wins easy just because of the position that he's in.
Lexington Steel, who's not known for being a gentle soul, offering some respect in chat to the Recursion guys.
You know what
That's a
really
nice gesture.
what set him
That is.
over was by that double doors. One of the AC guys peeked the corner, got the Recursion guy to fire his rocket primary, and another AC guy went and turned the corner right as he was reloading his rocket primary. So he kind of got baited, and AC was able to get that kill for
And
the lead.
I gotta get Lex
if you've
being
ever played
polite on
against
camera.
AC on live, they cross cover, they back each other up very well. They're experienced doing that, and they're experienced doing that in a situation where they can't take death. So it looks like it worked out for them really well here.
I mean, there was a minute left. I think they were down by 5 to 7 at that point, somewhere around there.
What did they take the lead with? 5 seconds?
It's
2,
about
3 seconds
20
left.
seconds that those 3 kills happened, and then I think that last infill kill put them over.
Yeah, it was a tie
Within
game.
5 seconds left there.
Yeah, with 6 seconds left, it was a tie game.
Wow.
So
We have on top Smurf for AC at 51 points and Atherum on Recursion with 69.
Yeah.
Obviously, the new folks that Recursion have brought in are no slouches. 69 points, far and away, putting up the best performance of any other player. But what a tough, tight game.
Oh yeah, if you look at just even, I mean, Ethereum, he's been on the roster every match, and he's been their point leader, and he's even been, if you watch the matches, he's kind of their point guy. You know, he's up and close in the face with his moves and the Cyclone, doing all the dirty work. But these new guys, Depth, Fallen Hero, Evans, like those, look at the points. I mean, these guys, they're new to the roster, but obviously they've been training with him. You know, there's no jitters there. They definitely, they did work. And, you know, it's good to see that they kind of, I almost want to say, got bamboozled here. You know, they had a little bit of a lead, and it just slipped out of their hand right at the last second. But man,
That
But it's
hurts
a
for
good
Recursion.
example of look at the point spread across AC. You have players that are very well integrated together. They know what to do. They know how to cover each other, and they're all able to put out a good effort. And in the end, there's your points there. You had two excellent players put up the last 3 kills that they needed to tip that score over, and that can make a huge difference. Your whole team's got to be up to par.
Those are the games like I used to play a ton of basketball. Those are the ones where, you're up 2 and the other team throws up a Hail Mary from half court and puts it in, and your heart just drops.
oh yeah, that was
This
definitely
is
a
this
buzzer
is
beater.
this is no reason to be disappointed in their play, though.
Oh, definitely
Recursion,
not.
excellent play against a team, that is obviously, both teams are obviously very skilled.
Yeah, I think if you're a Recursion, you're not questioning, your roster changes right now. Those guys definitely performed well, like you guys were saying. It's just, people stepping up, and Atherum, he was able to get a ton of points, and it's hard to say that, and you score 69 points for your team, and it just pulls away at the last second. Really a bummer, but definitely great play from Recursion today, and
Yes.
just a tad bit better play from AC.
You know what I love too is got a lot of people talking about how carefully you should play these matches, and how any mistake, and you've got to be the cookie cutter, you've got to play with the heavies. You had Atherum go out of his way to get on that roof with a rocket primary and a Cyclone, and he walks away with some of the best play of the game. So I love seeing that.
But still, you look back in that first half, 3 seconds left on that cap, and they let it slip away.
Right. So, we got our wish at least of seeing that more aggressive, better organized, just
Yeah, but
better
that's-
play all around from both teams.
That's 30 points Recursion missed on a recap. It wasn't even a straight cap, it was a recap. Like, that's 30 points that if that
That's
3
true.
seconds is 3 seconds longer, this is a totally different match.
Right.
Yeah,
But
the play at the end of the match would have been completely different had it not been so close, with Recursion playing so conservatively, trying to bait AC to them, but AC was able to, just be strategic in a lot of those ending one-on-ones and help them out.
It's kind of It's like a lot of other sports where, you've got a good lead, but it's kind of close. And then towards the end, sometimes you kind of switch into that mentality of playing not to lose instead of playing to win. You kind of back off a little bit. You're not quite as aggressive.
Yeah, they definitely kind of went into, I guess, our version of a prevent defense there, but it was still pretty smart. I mean, they knew that the point didn't matter anymore. Okay, let's take up the strong spots. They already have the inside. We don't need to charge into them, make them come to us. We have the lead. It makes sense to do it.
It's a testament to how well they play and how smart they are as a team. Because, like I said, when you have that disadvantage and it doesn't matter if we get a point, we're not going to get a base cap. We have to play this way now, and the pressure's on. They played really well. They played really smart, and they took their chances at the right moments, which you don't see a lot in this kind of gameplay.
Yeah, that cap that they AC saved in the first half, that definitely has to be, I would say, my play of the game for them. Like that, them getting on there and saving that basically gave them this victory.
So what would have happened had it have been a tie tab? What would it determines
Well,
the outcome of that?
Traverse
it's
rock?
just a tie. Yeah, right. So we're gonna go to the traverse.
Oh God.
No, so it's just a tie. It's just a match victory gives you 3 points. A tie just gives you 1 point. It's just kind of almost like professional sports.
Okay, so the tie only matters when trying to enter the playoffs, right? And
Well,
that comes
it
down
just
to the
becomes your
total
record.
points for, right?
Yeah.
Well, say you have the same record as another team.
Well, right. I mean, that's when you get into the tiebreakers. But the tie itself, so if you win a match, your team gets 3 points. If you go to the ps2farmers.com, you can look at the standings. Before this match, DA and Recursion were 3-0, so they had three wins and 9 points for their team. So if they had 2 wins and a tie for both of them, they would have had 7 points. So it's the rankings are done by the points or whatever. But after this match, so DA, you guys are the final undefeated team. See if
Target on
TIW
our backs
can,
now.
see if TIW can take you down a notch or two. But otherwise, AC, Recursion, they're both 3-1, top of the pack. If Future Crew's 3-1 as well now. I mean, I'm pretty sure after the performance earlier, we probably passed you guys up on the first tiebreaker.
That was a
of
lot
points
of points.
scored. That was a lot of points. Murda almost had as many points as these guys had at halftime.
Did he end up breaking? He did end up breaking.
He had 122.
Yeah.
Jesus
damn.
Christ.
Yeah, and that was the
Going
first
to
time a
town.
team had broke 500 as well, I think.
Yep. Yeah, the record before that point was 400.
So it's out there. You guys to try and beat that now. It's a game of points for if it comes down to having an equal score from your record at the end of the season.
All right. Well,
Yeah, that one definitely gives you a little bit of a buffer there.
Yeah,
That's
a little bit.
A lot
It
of
was
points.
a lot of points.
I think even a team like AC on a good night, I mean, you'd be hard pressed to score 500. You guys had a really, really good night.
We did, and actually had a couple of guys in there that hadn't been able to play yet. Kind of wanted to let them get in there. So we have got a lot of guys that are, doing all the practice and all that stuff, and they just hadn't been in a match yet. So we got them in there, and I think there might be the A team now. It's kind of hard to say.
Scoot over.
Oh God.
Yeah, sorry, Stu.
Fantasy owners are gonna be pissed, man.
All right, guys. Well, let's wrap this up. So the scores for tonight. Stream is going to be on Thursday. TXR versus Dread for the first match. TIW versus DA for the second one. Shock and Diz will be back as your normal crew. I hope you guys enjoyed our 4-headed monster that we had tonight. It was a lot of fun.
The bro talk.
Yeah. So
Bro talk.
thanks, Ender, Stu,
What the?
Harry, doing this with us. It was great. And thanks, Murda, for streaming earlier. Sorry your script didn't work in the first half. Follow us, follow Murda, and get us on Twitter at PS2Farmers, and our website ps2farmers.com, and we'll see you Thursday. Thanks, everyone.
Farmers, bro.
Thanks,
Woo!
dudes.
Yeah,
Thank
bro.
you.